Hi, I'm just going to do a little drawing of these lilies. Just set myself up here, kind of cross at times because things keep falling over. I need to sort this whole situation out. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm using this drawing ink from Daler, it's sepia coloured, and just a couple of incense sticks. The end of the stick is actually quite nice to draw with, I just discovered. Okay, I did do one already. This drawing right here, with the sticks and everything. Only what happened was when I looked at the video after, you couldn't see anything of the drawing process, so it's kind of irritating. Anyway, here we go, I'll do it again. And it's no harm to be doing a second drawing. And I'm fairly sure now that you can see what's happening on here, and those lilies beyond are just, really I'm just going to do a quick sketch using the stick dipped into this ink here. Okay. I was saying I quite like the line made. I like the line that's made from dipping the stick into the ink because it's kind of unpredictable, as you can see already. There's different, thick and thin line happening without me really having much control. I quite like to reserve the thin line if I can for the parts where the light is falling. So as the ink runs out on the stick, I'm going to kind of go for the sides of the petals that are facing the window. But then the element of chance is always there. It's a kind of a welcome thing, to be honest, that it sometimes leaks out really quickly from the stick, and that kind of lack of control can be a surprisingly pleasing thing too. The unpredictability of it. I guess that's it's a bit like life, isn't it? The unpredictability. You knew that was coming. Sometimes I annoy myself, but the unpredictable stuff that shows up is often the most exciting kind of things, or most fulfilling stuff happens often when it's unplanned. Okay, so this is the flower in the foreground then. I mean, as you're doing something like this, it's kind of tricky enough to find the shape of all of the parts and their relationship to each other, so you might find that you're redrawing lines again and again, or parts, in order to really find where they are. And I see that as being more than okay, but kind of all part of the process, that it's kind of nice to see the evidence of the drawing underneath at the very end. When you feel that you're finished, it's quite nice to see evidence of the struggle and the finding marks underneath. Yeah. I was listening to John O'Donoghue again recently, just that his Audible book on beauty. It's such a lovely thing to listen to. And he said something, I'm not going to quote him properly, so probably be annoying, but he said something like, most people find it hard to live within the lives that they've got. Simply to function. But he was kind of encouraging us to still seek to do more than just function. Take the opportunity in this life to the best of your ability. Let's have reverence for the lives that we've got. And he said it much more succinctly and beautifully, but I'm just liking that the spirit of his words are in me just now, because I've had a kind of a rough couple of days, really, and it's been I was going to say it's been a bit tricky. Yeah, it's been a bit tricky to find the light, really, I suppose. And yet I know very clearly that it's there. I can remember all the experience of it isn't there when, you know, on a day when you don't feel so great. There's something like the remembered thing is fine, but the experience of it doesn't really. You can't really summon up the experienced feeling. But just remembering, remembering it's there anyway, and knowing that there are days when everything feels like whole and one, and it's all very. I had this wonderful morning painting at Damien Callan's studio the other day, and felt, to be honest, kind of overwhelmed with the joy of it. That I had to run up to the loo. I was crying because I was so happy to be in that place of stillness and ease, and maybe it's through doing this that I can access that space. And certainly I find it a healing thing to do anyway, you know, just to have, for me it's observing and kind of tuning in and letting my hand respond in the way that it wants to. And something in that, it's not that, it's a button to make you feel better, but it allows the feeling to be there, whatever it is. I think that's it. I didn't plan on getting all nobody ever does really plan on getting kind of emotional there, but it's all part of life really. I was thinking, for God's sake, you know, we kind of putting out all the good stuff, and actually there are days when things don't feel that good for all of us. I mean, I'm sure it's not only me. I know that because of what friends have said as well, you know, that there are times when things don't feel. Oh jeepers, look at that. I've put that way down too low. That would my talk. Yeah, so there you got the evidence of 2 lilies. I'm kind of liking it, to be honest. I'm going to do the second one. I'm going to do that petal up a little bit higher, because I think it's quite a good thing to have. I don't want to disturb that too much though, so I'm just going to leave it there. That's fine. See you tomorrow. That's time up.